Hello, this is Bini here. Today, this video, we're going to go for a lesson on moving averages and multiple time frame. Let's talk about what's moving averages, and I think it's easier to approach moving averages by looking at the chart. I have BYD here, and I think that it's important to discuss BYD because of the oil prices and then quite a lot of attention into EV. But I think that BYD is a very good example to illustrate moving averages. So first, what I always like to do is I always like to check the moving averages in 2 time frame. But what is moving averages? I forgot to mention. And moving averages is where there are a lot of different periods of lines that we set. So for example, we have like 10 period moving average, then that will give us the past 10 periods average prices. Instead of looking at as many different numbers, these numbers are calculated to derive as only one average price. So for example, let's take a look at my chart here. This is a daily chart, and then I have a cluster of prices here. So these are the clusters of prices, and they range from 106 to around 104 to a cluster here of 102, and then lastly to 101. So these are the average prices which belongs to BYD, calculated from the historical prices, okay, depending on what is the setting that we put in. Now if you take a look at my set of moving averages, then let's say for example, I have enabled here as 34, I have here as 55 and 89, and then I have this one as 155 and 133. What does this mean? It means that I want to calculate for the past 133 period, what is the price and the average price. For example, for the past, let's say here, which is here, 55, for the past 55, what is the average price? Okay, so this is what I'm interested here, to look at the moving averages from a different time frame. Like for example, in the past 10 days, what's the price? In the past 133 days, what's the price? Now, why do I want to do that? It's because of different time frame. In the market, there are different type of investors and traders. For example, some short term, they want to use a short term moving average. Some long term, they want to use a long term moving average. So short term would be, for example, 10 or 20 days, or long term would be, for example, 100 to even 200 days. So I'll combine all this into one chart to observe priced action. And the thing is that if I switch my chart into, let's say, a week, then the moving averages will be different, because the moving average will switch to show a weekly price movement. That means that instead, if you house your moving averages in a day time frame, it will show the daily moving average. If you house that in a weekly time frame, then you will show a weekly moving average. So for the same setting, let's say for example here, I have a moving average, and then this one, it's showing a 101, right? For example, then this could be a 50 or 55 weeks moving average. So when you switch to a day to a week, then the moving average period will change unless you specify. So in the trading view to this particular indicator, then yes, I can say, okay, I want to show a 34 moving average, but the time frame that I want to use is only a week. So regardless of where I flip to, whether it's a week or whether it's a day time frame, it will always be showing a 34 week moving average. So for example here, I have this as 34, right? So what is this 34? And it's based on chart. That means that regardless of where I switch, it will be based on the chart. If I switch this to 34 day, then it will be based on 34 days. If I switch this to 34 and in the monthly chart, then this moving average will show a 34 month. Okay, so that's very important when we do the setting. But I just want to talk about the very simplified use, meaning that when signals are confirming one another and the signals are very strong, actually it doesn't really matter which time frame you switch to. and you find that they do give you quite consistent analysis. Like for example, I have the weekly time frame here. So this is every single bar. It shows a week. And you find that by switching that in the line chart and looking at from the weekly point of view, then BYD at this moment, the moving averages are still slanting upwards. So that's the first sign of an uptrend. And at the same time, the prices are still hovering above the moving averages, meaning that the prices are trading above the moving averages. And we do see a cluster of moving averages appearing around 104 all the way to 94. So that would essentially provide a support level for BYD here. And then this means that the BYD is above a zone of moving averages where these moving averages theoretically would be seen as a zone of support for BYD. Now, when you switch that into the day, then the day gives a very different perspective. And I would like to show that actually this place here, when you switch, it seems to be still above the moving averages, and some of them are actually below the moving averages. But when you switch the day, you find that during that day time frame, the prices were moving below the zone of moving averages, and around here, the prices actually close above the set of moving averages. And in the day, right, the set of moving averages are right now underneath prices. That means that the average price has moved up above multiple averages. Now, why is that so? How do we know that? Then price has already closed and traded above, the zone of moving averages. So this way, by looking at the moving averages, by looking at different time frame, the conclusion is that prices in the higher time frame is still respecting that upsloping moving averages. That means that the overall price movement is still heading up according to that moving averages. However, when you take a look at the day, then the day has already gone above that set of the moving averages that initially that was acting as a resistance in the past. That is the use of moving averages in giving us a good perspective on the price trend, a good perspective on the support and resistance here. What I like to do is I like to give a grading system. For example, if let's say the price is above the moving averages, then it will be given a +1. If, for example, the prices P is above the week moving averages. Now that will be a score of 1. Now then, if I switch to the day and find that prices, same thing, this is a day, and then prices is still above the moving averages, on the day time frame, and then that would give a score of 1. So when I have the week, and I know that the prices is above the MA, and I give a score of 1. And that means that these would get a score of 2. By giving a scoring system, it lets me know the strength of this price movement. That means both the two time frames are aligned and both are above the moving average. Just in case you're wondering what moving averages I'm using shorter term to medium and then to longer. For example, I'll be having a 10-20 period. Then in the mid would be about 34 to 55 period, and then in the longer one would be probably around the 133 to 150. Some will use the 200 as a long-term trend indication, but I don't really very particular about that. So the whole idea is about using the moving averages as a form of visual inspection. So the moving averages will let us know whether the prices are above the moving averages or below that, and that would give a very good indication of like the support resistance or the trend. And again, that I would tend to place a lot more emphasis in the shorter period moving averages if you are doing short-term trading, like for example the 10 to 20 periods. You put it in a day, that will be 10 to 20 days. The whole idea is I do like for the various time frames to be aligned. So for example, in the BYD, we see that price moved above the moving averages, and then it moved above the short, the mid, and the long-term moving averages. And this is what I mean by alignment. Lastly, in any case, that if you do, let's say for example, want to trade on short-term price movement, I'm not saying that you should be trading in BYD, but for example, in BYD, it's available in warrants and DLCs, the daily leverage certificates. So instead of using Hong Kong dollar to buy any Hong Kong stocks, then yes, in Singapore Exchange, there will be short-term trading instruments that allows you to use Sing dollar to get into a position or a trade that you intend to. Again, that this video is for educational purpose, in no way that I'm providing you any advice on what to do, but I hope that you do like the sharing of the use of moving averages as a form of identifying support resistance or even trend. And if you do like this video, remember to click the subscribe button. Thank you and see you in my next video.